Welcome to Katie Bird's Nest. I am Kate, and this is part of my artist date. So let's see how this goes. I have a little cup of cold water here. I'm going to try and do some nail art water marbling. I've done this before, so I think I know what I'm doing. I've taken photos of it and some videos holding my camera before. I've never tried to do this on my tripod, so let's see how this goes. It's Christmas week, and it doesn't really, from my experience, it doesn't really matter what your base color is if you're going to dip your fingers in and completely cover the base coat with a different color, or with multiple different colors, as long as oh, my husband's awake. As long as the nail polish covers it completely, hopefully you won't be able to see any purple over the red and green. So I've covered the outside of my, like the cuticle area around and kind of the tip of my fingers with this nail Hoot Talon tape, and I believe this is a latex based kind of thing, and so it works really well. I tried to find a link. I believe she has an Etsy shop that I bought this from, and it just helps with the cleanup. So a lot of people use Scotch tape to tape their fingers, and I don't like the way it works. I use masking tape. So I've prepped myself, and then I use Set for my top coat when all of this is done. It's my favorite top coat. That's my go-to. So need my little pieces over. So the depth of the water, in my experience, does make a difference. I used to use this shallow, I had gotten a 6-pack of creme brulees, and I used to use this so I could dip more fingers, but sometimes my finger would hit the bottom. You could see there's sometimes the nail polish drips all the way down too, but every once in a while I would smudge my finger on the bottom and mess it up, so I didn't like that, but it seemed to get more drips all the way through if I used a shallow dish. So I ended up getting a different kind of like mousse sort of dessert 6-pack, and ended up with 6 of these little glass dessert cups, and kept some of them, and now I use this as my nail art water marbling glass. So that's how I got this cup, and it's about a finger length tall. That's all I really need. And then I use toothpicks. People talk about orange sticks, but I use toothpicks in order to anchor the nail polish to the wall and to make my little designs. And I use a bunch of them because they get dirty really fast and you can wipe them off. So let's start. I'm just using 2 colors today. Oh, the technique is to roll your nail polish to mix it out so you don't get little air bubbles versus the shaking method. So you want these open and ready because you need to work pretty fast. And OPI is the red one, and the green one is a Sinful Colors. Okay, so I don't really have a specific pattern in mind, so I'm just gonna kind of start dropping drops. And you want to get a pretty big drop on, go with 2. That one spread nice. Tapping the top really does help. Sometimes I'm lazy and I just kind of let the bottom of the drop touch the water, and I think that's not ideal. But I do it anyways. Come on, give me a drop. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna get from these for now. So you anchor your sides. Oh no! Okay, this first one might not be so good. Okay, so I think I will do in towards the middle. And the idea is that you want to not go from all the way from the very edge, because the edge has dried a little bit faster. Oh, my middle is going to be really red. Let's see if I can pull in some green. And then I saw somebody doing this like swirl thing. Okay, well, I'm gonna mess it up too much if I keep going. So I need to find a good dipping spot. My nails are really short right now, so I think I can get 2 good dips. Maybe out of the side with this green swirl. I think I'll go here. I'm gonna kind of cover up the camera. Here and here. Usually I have a toothpick or a cotton swab on hand, but I forgot to bring those out. But this will work just fine. So I'm going to leave my fingers in there under the water for just a little bit while I clean up the surface before I take them out. Otherwise, when you pull your hand out, you'll get any of the nail polish that's on top of the water on top of your design. And then I pull my fingers out kind of, oh, I'm not in the angle, kind of pull my fingers out backwards. Oh, and it totally looks gross. It looks all red and messed up. Well, that design didn't work. I'll have to try it again with the other fingers. Maybe it'll look better when it's dried. I don't know. That one didn't work out very well. You can change your water, but I'm not going to. I think my water, the water in here is just fine. Now this artist date isn't going to take 2 hours, but I also wanted to do my makeup and kind of do like a pamper day. The green has a lot of sparkle in it. So this first part of the bullseye is kind of doesn't really matter because it's not really going to... See, I did too much red last time, so I need to do more green. I wonder if this green isn't very good for the design because it has the sparkles in it. I have in-laws coming this weekend. Thought I would do my nails. Maybe I should count myself lucky on this bullseye. Oh, I missed it. Okay. I'm going to stop here. The sides look anchored pretty well. I think I'm just going to go for this weird little swirly thing. I've seen people do zigzags too. Okay, it looks like a hot mess again. So I'm gonna do my thumb. And I'm totally in the shot. Yeah, I'm new to the whole nail art tutorial video. That's why this is an artist date and I don't have a nail art channel. Oh, this one might look pretty cool. I don't know. There's a water bubble on it. Well, it definitely looks better than these other two. I think I'll start with the green again. No, I'll start with the red because the green has the sparklies in it. Oops. Just kind of get the side going. Last year at Christmas my nails were really long and it was cool. And I drew on all these little designs. But I didn't get started this year. My nails aren't long enough. I wanted to do a silver color with these, but my silver is a Sephora X brand or the Formula X. And I didn't think that I would have, like, it seemed kind of goopy. I didn't think it would make a, oh, what is this gonna look like? Oh, it's kind of like one of those poinsettias. Here we go, I'm gonna mess it up now. Okay, so these are the last two fingers. My hand's totally in the shot again. I'll have to find a different angle to do these at. And let's see. Those turned out better than the first two. I think it's hard to tell in this light. Well, I'll do the other hand and then take a picture and put it at the end. I'm back, Katie Bird's Nest. Kate here, doing my artist date. I'm redoing my index and middle finger, and I'm just gonna go over this. It's gonna be a lot of coats, but I'm just gonna redo it. Well, whatever this ends up being, it's going to be better than what was there before. It does look better. So I'm going to go ahead and dip. And I brought cotton swabs this time. Okay. Well, the pointer finger is questionable, but the middle finger actually kind of looks like part of a shamrock. That looks pretty cool. They don't look anything at all like the other three fingers, but I will take it. I am not about to redip these. Now I just need to get to the other hand. And look, it covered up all of the purple completely. Well, you know what? Maybe that's why This one looks almost like silver. Maybe that's a little speck of purple coming through. Well, on to the next hand. And I'm back. I'm trying a new camera angle again. I refreshed my water because I could see all sorts of little things floating around in there. I've got my right hand all taped up, and let's give this a shot. I'm going to start with red again. I think starting with red is actually the better way to go here. Ooh, it's stuck. And tapping it definitely increases the risk of having your droplet go down in an area that is not the exact middle. But I'm impatient. It already takes long enough to do water marble to begin with. And that is good enough for the bullseye. Okay, so these two fingers will probably turn out better. So I'm going to try and dip one, then the other. Kind of pick my pattern better if I go slower. And I think actually I watched a video that said room temperature water is more ideal than cold because the nail polish doesn't dry as fast when it hits room temperature water. Oh yeah, that turned out way better. Except this first one, you can see purple. I will have to redo this first one, but this middle finger turned out good. That's not really much of any pattern. Huh. I think that's all I'm going to get. It's just one finger that time. Oh no, I think I dipped down and maybe I touched it with the Q-tip. I think it survived. This water is getting a bit murky. It's going to impact how the bullseye spreads if there's a lot of nail polish residue floating. It won't spread. It seems to be doing okay with this OPI. Just pushing the residue off to the corners, so that's good. I believe the poinsettia look is supposed to be when you drag the points out. So I should do this one as my thumb. I wonder if I could fit my pinky in. Yeah, I got it, and you can't see it at all. Oh, and it didn't really work. Ah, that's a bummer. Well, I do have to redip this pointer finger. Kind of a zigzag pattern. And that didn't really work either. Alright, I don't think I can dip this finger anymore. Well, the best one was in my middle finger. Well, I guess that's a good thing. But I will put some clear polish on these and they'll be good to go. At least my pointer fingers kind of match. That's my artist date. I'll have to let these dry and put on my clear polish and then let them set for a little while, and then I can do my makeup later.